So then guys, with the rollout of M4 on most of Apple's products now, everyone's looking towards the M5 products. And one specific product we're all looking forward to is the update on the Mac Mini. What kind of updates are we going to get on this? And obviously, are we going to get an M5 and an M5 Pro put inside of it? Well, today we're going to discuss all of this and everything that we know so far. But quickly, just a quick history lesson of where we are with the Mac Mini. So at the end of 2024, the Mac Mini design got updated for the first time in around about 15 years or so. We've had the same old Mac Mini design for all that time. It was quite a flat kind of biggish kind of design, I would say, compared to the new Mac Mini, but we got the brand new design finally out like this, and essentially it does look like a mini version of, say, the Mac Studio. It's really lightweight, and also it's fantastic with the availability of ports and of course its value. The M4 model starts at $599 US, and that actually gives you the 10-core CPU and the 10-core GPU option, and also 16 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. Or you can also go for the M4 Pro version, and that starts at a little bit more, $1,399 US, but that does give you in exchange 24 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. And both of these have been super successful in selling from Apple. And one of the main reasons for it is, like I said, is the design, and it's also the ports that are available on this. So for example, on the rear of the Mac Mini, we actually have the Ethernet port, a HDMI port, and we also have 3 USB ports on the back. Now, depending on your configuration, what you've gone for, if you've gone for M4, 3 of those ports on the back are going to be actually Thunderbolt 4, but if you went for M4 Pro, they're actually Thunderbolt 5. But the 2 ports at the very front of the Mac Mini, well, they're just USB-C, but they still go up to 10 gigabits at USB 3 speed, so it's really awesome. I think the only one major downside that most people think about the Mac Mini is the power button that is actually located underneath it, so you do have to lift it up to turn it on and turn it off. But to be honest, it's quite lightweight, and there's also a few little mods out there also to help you out with this. But the big question is, if we do get an M5 and an M5 Pro put inside of this Mac Mini, how more powerful will they be, and what kind of cores are we expecting to see inside of them? Well, do remember with the M4, we did get that upgrade to 10-core CPU, so it's more likely that if we do get an M5, we won't actually get, say, more CPU cores. We're probably more likely, if anything, to get more GPU cores. We've now actually had 10 GPU cores now inside of a sort of baseline M sort of chip for a good number of rounds now, as it were. I think it was the M2, the M3, they both had 10 GPU cores, so this is probably likely to be up to 12 cores instead. The CPU probably won't stay, will get any more cores, as it were. But there again, with the M5 Pro, more likely that we're going to see there is probably an uppage in, say, the cores that we might get. We may actually get, say, an extra 2 cores all around, probably most likely in performance cores, and then also GPU cores. We may gain an extra 2 cores there. So obviously the baseline version, instead of being 16-core GPU, it could actually be an 18-core GPU. But obviously we're going to have to get more leaks and rumors in to confirm this. And then the other thing as well, it's unlikely that the base amount of RAM is going to go up, because Apple just did this very recently. So most likely with the M5, it'll still be 16 gigabytes of RAM, and then also 24 gigabytes of RAM for the M5 Pro baseline version. So just be aware of that. But then the other question might be to do with storage. I think this is the next thing that Apple needs to improve on now, is the base amount of storage inside of their devices. I'm really hoping that Apple decides to finally give us half a terabyte, 512 gigabytes in their sort of baseline models going forwards. And then obviously things like, say, the M4 Pro or the M5 Pro, I should say, though that would actually get 1 terabyte as the baseline amount of storage, because this just make more sense to fall in line with kind of technology and other kind of mini PCs out there right now. But the next thing that you guys might be asking about is, what about, say, the actual release date, and will we actually get the M5 and M5 Pro inside of this Mac Mini? But before we continue on any further, I want to tell you guys about the giveaway on this channel, what's happening at the end of June time, before we talk about the release date and price of the iPhone Fold. And that giveaway is for this right here. This here is a MacBook Air, and this is the 13.6-inch model, sky blue, that brand new color range that's been introduced to the likes of, say, the MacBook Airs, and I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber on this channel. So if you're a subscriber right now, this could potentially be yours at the end of June time 2025. And let me just tell you a little bit about this MacBook Air. It's no ordinary baseline model. This actually has, I call it the full fat M4. So I'm talking about the 10-core CPU and 10-core GPU. It's not the version with the 8-core sort of CPU inside of it. So yeah, this is the normal one here, or should I say the 8-core GPU more like. And then on top of that too, there's also 24 gigabytes of RAM inside of this. It's been upgraded from 16 gigabytes, and then there's also 512 gigabytes of storage. So again, it's not the baseline 256. And this could be yours. And all you have to do to enter into this giveaway at this stage at the moment is just put down into the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get in 2025. Maybe it's going to be one of the new iPhone 17s. Maybe it's going to be a new MacBook Pro or even a MacBook Air. Maybe it's got nothing to do with Apple whatsoever. It could be, say, a DJI drone. It could be that new Nintendo Switch 2 that's coming out in June time. It could be an RTX graphics card. Well, just let me know in the comments below whatever technology device you are planning on getting. Now, the other thing I'm going to say is there is a second part to this giveaway, and that is going to be happening at the end of June time, where I'll be making a video, and all you have to do for that is just make sure you watch it, because in that there will be a form to fill into for the giveaway, and also more details about how the actual giveaway is going to work and everything like that. And most specifically, it's going to tell you the date of when I'm going to do the live stream to give away this MacBook Air. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell too, because you'll want to check out that video when it comes out. Plus, you also want to be a subscriber, because obviously I'm giving this away to a subscriber. The last thing I just want to quickly say to you guys is, sadly, there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating, tending to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people, or best you can see right here, please do report them. So moving on from this then, what about the release date, and are we even going to get the M5 inside of the Mac Mini? Now, what we've got to remember is that we did get an M1 Mac Mini, we got an M2 series of Mac Mini and the M2 Pro, but we completely missed out the M3 altogether. And to be honest, we had something very similar what happened with the iMac, where we had the M1 iMac, we had no M2, but we've had M3 and we've had M4. So it's a little bit up in the air exactly if we're going to get it or not. Now, personally, I'm kind of a sort of a 30%, 70% split. So I think 70% chance we're probably going to get the M5 inside the Mac Mini because it's been such a hit. But then there's also a chance we might not get it at all. Apple could completely skip this out. But the good news is we have seen here from this leak right here, it says that the production of the M5, the M5 Pro, and the M5 Max has started production. So this is likely that this is going to be coming before the end of this year. And then the other thing is we've had this other leak here which kind of told us the order of when we're actually going to get the Macs to be updated. And it's been telling us here that if it is going to be an update to the Mac Mini, it's probably going to be very similar to what we had in 2024 when we had the MacBooks updated. More than likely the Mac Mini will be updated at the same time. So at the moment, the kind of target time for release time, if we do get an M5 and M5 Pro inside, will be the end of this year, so around about November, beginning of November, or it could actually sort of go into the early part of 2026, maybe January or February time. But as we get closer and closer to those dates, obviously more leaks and rumors will come in for the new Mac Mini M5 and M5 Pro. And of course, I'll be letting you guys know all about that. Now, the other thing is to do with price. More than likely, because Apple have just introduced these new models at these prices, they're not going to increase them anytime soon. So the M5 base model is most likely going to stay exactly the same price at $599 US, and then say the M5 Pro, that does come available in it, will start at $1,399 US again. But the second that you start optioning up for more RAM and more storage, obviously the price can get quite high with that. So we've just got to be aware of that. But really, guys, that is the latest and greatest we know about the Mac Mini M5. Are you going to be getting one if Apple do make this? Well, let me know in the comments below. And with that as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. And if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also set that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.